Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Philadelphia 76er video. They are currently 6-2, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but considering they are playing the Detroit Pistons, who are in a little bit of a rough stretch at the moment, I believe that when a lot of you watch this video, they will be 7-2. So it's currently 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, so they are about to tip off against the Detroit Pistons. But nonetheless, I want to make a video, and I want to talk about a couple of different things. There's a couple of different stuff in tonight's game. I believe Korkmaz is out, and you got Shake Milton joining the starting lineup. But altogether, the Philadelphia 76ers, honestly, right now, they're looking better without Ben Simmons. Now, how long can they keep this up? That remains to be seen, but you're seeing a lot of guys like Seth Curry really starting to step up without Ben Simmons. A lot of people, including myself, to be honest with you, heading into this season, I thought a lot of these guys like Seth Curry, I thought they were going to have a harder time finding wide open shots or good looking shots, especially around that 3-point line, but it's been the complete opposite, and I have to give credit where credit is due. A lot has to do with Tyrese Maxey. I believe it's 4 straight games where he has recorded at least 5 assists. Now, he is really just molding into his own, and here's the craziest part about it. He turned 21 years old today. So, like, literally today, he turned 21 years old. On the season, he's averaging 14 points, 4.5 assists, and 3 rebounds. But before we go any further into this video, guys, if you enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I am a little bit sick, so I sound a little off, but we're trying to hit 9,000 subscribers by the end of the week. I'm like 115 away, so any new subscriptions really help, and every like and comment really helps out the algorithm. But Tyrese Maxey, man, a lot has to do with Tyrese Maxey really coming into his own and stepping up without Ben Simmons. Now, you can look top to bottom. This team has a ton of depth. I mean, just a ton of depth. And one thing that Philadelphia really emphasizes is surrounding the team with shooters. Because if you have a big body like Joel Embiid, who's going to be getting double team. I mean, if you give the ball, especially against a team like the Chicago Bulls with Nikola Vucevic, who, I mean, let's be real here, he doesn't really stand much of, and this is coming from a Bulls fan, Vucevic doesn't stand much of a chance against Joel Embiid. So what are you going to have to do? I mean, you're either going to have to foul him or you're going to have to double team and bring some help. And that's the beauty of having Joel Embiid on your team, is once they start to crash towards you, you have all these different shooters on your team. And if we're talking about shooters, surrounding your team with shooters, I want to talk about Matisse Thybulle, because he had a really nice showing at the Olympics for Australia this summer. A lot of people thought he was poised for a breakout season. I'm one of them as well. Last night we'll see how he does tonight against the Detroit Pistons, but last night against the Chicago Bulls, 2 of 3 from downtown. You're not going to find a single person on the planet Earth, especially if they're a Sixers fan, you're not going to find a single Sixers fan complaining about Matisse Thybulle going 2 of 3 on a consistent basis from downtown. I mean, that's really been the whole thing with Matisse Thybulle is, yeah, he's a phenomenal defender. Obviously, he's extremely young. He's 24 years old. He's had a couple of years in the NBA, or he's had some experience in the NBA, I should say. And he just can't really shoot the ball. He doesn't have too much offense. Well, the other night he only scored 8 points, but if you're going 2 or 3 from downtown, you know for a fact those 2 threes are extremely clutch and extremely significant for this Sixers team. I also want to talk about this Sixers bench, because you have a lot of nice signings like Andre Drummond, Georges Niang. Niang he's so fascinating because I wasn't thinking he was going to be much outside of just like a 3-point shooter. This season, he's averaging about 12 points per game. He's been in the league for a couple of years, like 5 or so years. Last night against the Bulls, 6 of 12 from the field, 4 of 8 from downtown for 18 points. If you're getting someone off the bench going 4 of 8 from downtown, you're looking just fine. And this is just a phenomenal low-key signing by the Philadelphia 76ers. A good comparison, I would say this, is it's very similar to Svi Mihalik in Toronto. Like both of these two guys are just extremely low-key signings that it appears like people outside of the fan base, they don't really recognize this yet. By the end of the year, they'll fully recognize this, especially with the team like the Sixers, who are going to be contenders and they're going to be competing on a night in to night out basis. But 18 points off the bench with 4 threes, yeah, I'm going to take that every single night. Then you also have guys like Andre Drummond, who I thought was a very underrated low-key signing. Shake Milton off the bench, he's great in the pick and roll. He can pop open a 3. This Sixers team is doing pretty great without Ben Simmons. They're definitely exceeding expectations. And like I said, I believe tonight, when a lot of you watch this video, probably all of you, this video might not be uploaded till the game's over, 7-2. I mean, this team without Ben Simmons, and here's the thing, they haven't even gotten a return for Ben Simmons. I know a lot of Sixers fans, they don't like saying the name Ben Simmons. They honestly probably don't even like hearing the name Ben Simmons. But here's the bottom line. The Sixers are going to be able to get some kind of value back from him. They're legitimately playing so well without him right now that, yeah, they might come back down to earth at some point. But you got to remember, either Ben Simmons is going to come back or they're going to get value out of Ben Simmons and they're going to help contribute to the success of this basketball team. So Philadelphia right now, they had a good offseason, but they got a little bit of heat from, let's say, the NBA media and just the basketball world in general because of all this Ben Simmons drama that's really... It's taken the focus and it's just putting it directly on Ben Simmons. What the focus should be on the surrounding pieces on the Sixers team. Obviously, you have Joel Embiid and you have Tobias Harris, who, by the way, they've been winning without Tobias Harris. You took down the Chicago Bulls, you took down the Portland Trail Blazers without your third best player in Tobias Harris, or I guess right now your second best player in Tobias Harris, and it's like they're doing just fine. So this Sixers team, they're deadly. They're kind of scary. I'm going to be real with you. Like I said, I'm a Bulls fan. This is a scary basketball team. They just took my Bulls down, and you should stop sleeping on them because the NBA, they seem to be doing that right now. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let's aim for 25 likes on today's video, and that's it for me. Peace.